Okay, everybody, this is the hash-only-2 challenge from picoCTF 2025. The description here says, here is a binary that has enough privileges to read the contents of the flag file, but will only let you know its hash. If only you could give you the actual content. All right, so this is very similar to the previous challenge. Let's go ahead and click on the Start Instance button over here. Okay, so what's going on? We can connect to the challenge using this SSH command right here, and they also give you a password. So let's go ahead and copy the SSH command. Then in the web shell, I'm going to paste in the command and log into the server. It asks for the password. So we're just going to go back to the challenge and copy the password like this. Paste it in, and we're in. We can do all sorts of stuff like we can take a look at what shell we're using. And it says that the shell that we're using is the rbash shell. So the rbash shell is a type of restricted shell, and let's talk about what restricted shells are in this context. Let's talk about what these restricted shells are. They're also called jail shells. So upon login to the server, we see that we're using an rbash shell, which is a restricted shell, sometimes called a jail shell. And what is it about these jail shells that are inconvenient? So restricted shells have all of the above restrictions. So limited operations. So the following operations are not permitted in a restricted shell. So we can't change directory. We can't specify absolute path names or names containing a slash. We can't set the path or shell variable. And we can't redirect our output. So these are the limitations of using jail shells. So what we're going to do to get out of the jail shell is we're going to use certain programs. And if we have access to a command that can spawn a shell, then we can escape the restricted shell. So a very famous program that can be used to escape from restricted shells is Python. So if we can use Python, we can spawn another shell, which will get us out of our restricted shell. So let's go ahead and do that. So in the web shell here, we can figure out if we have access to Python. So we have access to Python 3. So if we have access to Python 3, then we can escape from our jail shell here. So we're just do Python 3 -c for run this command, and the command is going to be import pty, which is the pseudo-terminal module, which we can use to spawn a shell. So we do pty.spawn. This is one of the methods inside of the pty module. Actually, it's a function. We use it to spawn our bin bash terminal. And then after that, when we echo out our show, we're now using it says an rbash shell, but we're not actually using an rbash shell. Let's see, we can move into other directories now, and we can locate where the flag cacher file is. Because we don't know where the flag hasher binary is, we need to locate it. So we're just going to run this find command to do that. So find in all of the file system a file called flag hasher. So we're going to make sure that any error output is going to go to the dev null device, which means that we don't see it. So let's go ahead and run the command. And it looks like it's in this directory here. So user local bin flag hasher. Let's move into that directory. User local bin. And there's only the flag hasher program in here. Okay. So I'm going to save everybody a bit of time, and I will tell you now that the flag hasher program is exactly the same as it is in the previous challenge. So the flag hasher program is exactly the same as it was in the previous challenge. There's absolutely no change from the previous challenge. So we can just do this. We can just do the same method that we used in the previous challenge to complete this one. So we would, what was it? Echo. We would use the echo command to add the temporary directory to the path. Yeah, so we would export path equals temp, and then the regular path like this. And then we would create the same file in the temporary directory with this command here. Okay, and once again, we're going to be echoing in some commands. So we're going to read the root flag.txt file, and we're going to redirect it into the flag.txt file in the temp directory. We're going to give full permissions for that flag.txt file, and we're going to take this content, and then we're going to redirect it into a malicious MD5 sum file. So we just run that, and then we need to make that file executable. So chmod plus x /temp/md5 sum. After that, we can run the flag hasher file. So just to reiterate, the contents of the MD5 sum file look like this. Run the cat command on flag.txt, redirect it to temporary flag.txt, give it full file permissions. So let's go ahead and run the flag hasher file. If we got the flag hasher binary to run our malicious MD5 sum file over here, then there should be a flag file in the temporary directory. So we move into the temporary directory, and there is a flag file in here. So if we take a look, we see that the flag file has all permissions enabled, so we can just read it. And this is the flag. Okay, so we got the flag, picoCTF, co-author of system binaries, co-author of system binaries, sure. Let's copy the flag. We go over to the challenge, paste in the flag, submit the flag, and then we're done. All right, everybody, this was a guided walkthrough for the hash-only-2 challenge from the picoCTF 2025 event. If you enjoyed this guided walkthrough, please click on the like and subscribe buttons on the video and leave a comment underneath the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out!
Hey there, HackerFrogs! Are you enjoying this workshop? Learning new concepts and skills? If so, there's a way you can support the channel, and it's totally free. Just click on the subscribe button below the video. Also, click on the like button. And if you have questions or comments on this workshop, please leave them below the video. Thanks for listening. And now, back to our scheduled programming.